Okay, we're joined here in Parnell Park by Dublin Premier Junior manager Ken Keoghan. Ken, thanks for joining us. Ken, your squad is unbeaten through the league and are only 60 minutes away from the Division 3 league title. You must be happy with how the league campaign has gone so far.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Probably gone a bit better than I thought it was going to be. After the first game at Roscommon, I think maybe we were still getting to know each other, and we were very disappointed we only got a draw out of it even at that. But we've kicked on very well since that. Every game we've played, we've been getting stronger as a unit, and it's really come together very well since.
Okay, the first league game, as you say, was against Roscommon and ended in a draw. There was a huge sense of disappointment from the players after the match. They hadn't played well enough. That must have been very encouraging for you to see.
Yeah, it was. It was good to see that they were disappointed and coming off the pitch with their heads down, that they knew they left it behind. That was something we needed to work on. But as I said, that was really the first game together. And the team is a mixture of girls who were here from last year, and a number of girls have come through from the Junior A from last year as well. So it took a bit of time for them to get to know how to play with each other. So it was understandable, and as I say, encouraging to see that they were disappointed. Yeah, definitely.
You were the manager of the Junior A team last year, and some of the players from that squad are now in the Premier team. Did that make it easier for you to settle in? You know, having some new, familiar faces around the dressing room.
No, I wouldn't say so. No, I was glad that the girls who came through the trials. The trials were very good. We had a couple of trial sessions, and I was glad. I think there's 7 girls came through from the squad last year, and they've all had a big impact on the squad and the game so far this year as well. So maybe it did make it a little bit easier to see a few friendly faces. Not saying that the girls that I didn't know weren't friendly, but yeah, when you know a few girls from the previous year, it does help a little bit, yeah.
Okay, your squad had an impressive win in the league semi-final. What aspects of the performance really pleased you?
Well, we've set targets for the girls for every game that we play, and as the games are going on, those targets are being met every time. Particularly with the likes of discipline, we're giving less and less frees away. Going back to that first game, Roscommon scored 2-4, I think it was on day, and all of those came from frees. So it was a big thing that we wanted to cut out the silly frees, and we're doing that week in, week out. As well as that, our forwards are starting to take their chances when they open up for them, rather than maybe trying to walk the ball in a bit closer. So we've given them targets for points, and every time we play a match, we want to try and beat that the next day.
Okay, some managers use the league solely to prepare for the championship, and it's not high on their priority list. What was your thinking on this year's league campaign? Are you in bonus territory, or was winning it one of your targets from the outset?
No, we right from the first meeting we had in Parnell's GAA club at the start of the year, I said it to the girls that from what we'd seen from the trials, that there was great potential in the squad there, and our targets were to sweep the boards this year. But we said we'd do it one match at a time, and that's the way we're treating it. I mean, the ultimate aim is to be walking up the steps in Croke Park on September the 13th and collecting the trophy. That is the main aim. The league, we said we'll take the league as it comes, and hopefully we'll learn about a few players, their positions, maybe change one or two around. But it has, I suppose you could say it is a bit of a bonus, but it is something that we fully thought we could achieve as well. And hopefully going into the Leinster after this, we would expect to do very well in that before we head into the All-Ireland campaign.
Okay, your opponents in the final are Carlow, and you've already played them earlier in the league and beat them comprehensively. What are you expecting from Carlow on the day? And do you think that they'll have any surprises for your team?
I don't think they'll have any surprises for us. I think they had their strongest team out on the day when we played them. I do think they maybe took us a little bit for granted and thought they only really had to turn up on the day to beat us. And I think they were really surprised at how well we played. And I'm sure if they're looking at our results since, they'll see that we're progressing every time. And they know they're going for one hell of a game, and they're going to have to play really, really well if they're going to beat us on Sunday week. Our girls have shown through all the matches we've played that we are the best team in the league, and we deserve to win the league next week.
Ken, with your squad already handing out a heavy defeat to Carlow and doing the same to Limerick in the semi-final, do you worry at all that there will be any complacency among your players going into the final? No, it's something we spoke about before. Probably when we played Limerick in the first match in St David's a few weeks ago, we didn't maybe give them the credit they were due in the first half, and we didn't play too well, but we sorted that out at half time. We tore them apart in the second half, and then when we played them in the semi-final, we spoke about it again, that it wasn't going to be complacency setting in. We treat every game and give them the respect they deserve, and we get out and do our job, and hopefully do our job very well, that it doesn't matter who we're playing. Finally, this keeps coming up all the time, but what do you think could be done to raise the profile and coverage of camogie in Dublin?
Well, I think in fairness to We Are Dublin, it has definitely improved hugely, and maybe the only other way I think maybe would be more coverage on TV, maybe on the Sunday game and programmes like that to give the camogie more airtime rather than a quick 30 seconds or whatever to give them on a quick mention. But and maybe not just the Senior 1 League, but the Senior 2 and 3. They are the 3 competitions that play in Croke Park in September. So I think the 3 divisions deserve to get a mention, on a regular basis.
Okay, that's great. Thanks for joining us and best of luck in the final.
No problem. Thanks very much.